Most of you DayBreak followers have probably heard about the chaotic events going on about the revolution, but before I talk about that, let me give you some context of the characters mainly involved in that key event. First off the list is Tom. He is an old DayBreak player who has a lot of experience with SMPs and his archery skills. At Mixed Festival, he was one of the few who had died by atomic. He tends to go with peace, but after recent events of his pet Jeremy dying by Asgard, him getting mugged by Asgard, and Asgard forcing him to kill his own friends, he will never be the same. He also has vowed to be long-term enemies with Asgard and said one day soon he would get his revenge for his pet sheep, Jeremy. This sheep, Jeremy, wasn't any sheep. It was a pink sheep, meaning it had 0.164% chance of spawning. Now for his best trait, him dancing to goofy ass songs.
2, 3, 1, 2, 3, drink. Throw 'em back till I lose count.
Anyway, second off the list is Asgard's. Asgard's is a very mysterious new member, very unique, something that DayBreak has never seen in a member. Something that he had said during the new members festival was that he does something same and specific to every SMP he's been on, and he'd soon do it to DayBreak as well. And after digging into his history, I've noticed that Asgard's had conquered every SMP he had set foot in, which implies he's going to conquer DayBreak as well. And usually before he conquers a SMP, he says 2 forbidden words, the deadliest words on any SMP.
Freak Leak Monique, I just said the most deadly words in all of Minecraft.
But whenever he hears it, he usually kills a amount of players. And finally, something that Tom had pointed out of his skin during his stream.
Wait, I just realised, is that a Fortnite skin you have on Minecraft?
God, bro.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man? Get your ass on, boy.
Third off the list is Atomic. Atomic was supposed to be in prison on the date of the revolution, but after the revolution, they agreed on a later date for his arrest. The reason why he was going to be imprisoned in the first place was since he had blown up a festival whilst Mick clearly told everyone not to trap the event. He had also done a lot of wrongdoings in the past, for example him committing arson on Tom's house and deceiving Just Ryan by using a stack of my dripstone trap. Although he did all that, including the festival bombing, he wasn't the one who did the wrongdoings in the revolution. Fourth off the list is Mickdude, who is the owner of the SMP. He also was the one who situated the arrest after Atomic blew up his festival, and was the one who started the first battle between the revolutionaries and Dude Inc. Mainly due to the fact that he wanted to find Atomic spawn, and they thought it would only be possible by killing him while having another group try find his spawn point so that they could destroy the bed and make him go to the world spawn where the floating 3x3 obsidian platform was placed, so he'd have to stay there till the original prison was made. Now finally, the final person off the list, not Blade. He is one of the most interesting person in this event, but why, you may ask? Well, since we as the viewers know very little about him, which makes things unpredictable. He's the leader of the revolutionaries and was the one who had made everyone sign an agreement to have a peace treaty. But before I come to the details of that agreement, let me give you something even more interesting. Whilst I was watching Blade's video, I came across this, and then when I checked the description, it said, "Yo, I might have forgotten to take out the recording," which implied to this first tape.
Alright, yeah, just meet up at the Twin Towers.
The what?
Anyway, since this tape is a bit too long, I'll give you a little summary for it. So basically, it starts off with him and Asgard discussing the ownership of the hotel and how he gets 15% of it, also what he gets, what he needs, and what he can do. Then they talked about his business being bigger once Atomic gets into prison. Which sounds sus, especially since this was few hours before the revolution event. He also talks about how his business will protect those who have done some crimes. Then goes on about why Asgard should join his team and work with him. Then it finishes off with Asgard saying,
In the end, the only thing I want to do is to make.
Then the tape ends. Also, when you go back to the description, it says follow the missing tapes, meaning there was more tapes that were yet to unfold. And when I replay the video for the missing tape, you can see it on the top left corner for a brief second during the ending of the video. Once I had opened it up, it started the same way the other tape had started. The second tape is also long, so I'm gonna give you another summary for it. Starts with Blade talking about his business plan and how he's going to make an economy with his team. Then Asgard's talked about what Dude Inc.'s goal was. Then Blade intervenes and says how they're motivated by fear. Then he began saying that he's motivated by business, by opportunities, also that his plan would be like a win-win situation. Then after that, once again, Blade asks Asgard's to work with him, and Asgard's finally finished his sentence with,
in the end, the only thing I want to do is to make peace.
the way Asgard wanted his peace plan to be was by a few having all the riches and everyone else being bankrupt equals poor. In the other hand, Blade wanted to make peace with hope instead of fear, since leading with fear leads to worser results, and began describing his business plan for peace like a casino.
Hope. We give them lotteries that they gamble all their money in, and then we give them that money back in small amounts to keep them playing this game. And then we throw them jobs, meaningless jobs, small jobs, exhausting jobs, and they earn small amounts of the money. They earn only a tiny bit of what they've sunk in.
The reasoning for why Dude Inc. fought against the revolutionaries were since they were keeping Atomic safe from McDude, so he could have a fair trial. The peace treaty was signed by the revolutionaries. The peace treaty included a set of demands that they wanted Dude Inc. to fulfill. Those demands were to stop his arrest till given fair judgment, to give Kraken his Leaf Tower land back, to allow full access to drowning villagers, allow Atomic to walk around the SMP without being harmed, stack of diamonds for each member of the Alliance or the Revolution, ban Adam for possession of a knockback sword, and if these demands were not met, they would have started a war. Then soon after, they gave McDude the book, and it was all going good until Mick tried testing the revolutionaries.
So is any war happening today?
Not today. It doesn't have to.
No. Oh, this is so lame. If you're gonna do war, at least do it now.
Oh, no, guys.
And when I say a lot of dogs died, I mean it. Later on, things calmed down until Mick said,
in the declaration of war, Trek-a-leak Monique. What just happened?
Finally, it all ended with Dude Inc. coming on top. Then right after McDude had finished the prison, imprisoned Samus and Atomic, then finally retired with everything ending with peace. Well, so they thought. Blade's and Asgard's plan of peace were getting close, which meant there may be some consequences regarding that. Blade's peace plan is disguised as a business, and Asgard's peace plan is basically just peace by any means necessary.